Hello guys, I thought I'd give you a quick guided tour of my Norton Commando before we have our tech day. So from the last video you may recall we were talking about checking out the swing arm on this bike. It's moving from side to side and we need to fix that. But anyway, before we get started, I just thought I'd give you a quick tour of the bike. This is a 1974 Norton Commando 850cc. It's a Mark 2A, and so that was a late year 74 Commando, and the model that just immediately preceded the Mark 3. Some of the distinguishing features of a Mark 2A, if you didn't already know, I guess immediately you would notice that it's got the infamous airbox on this bike here, this model. Exactly the same box, I believe, as the Mark III, except for the bracket that holds the ignition switch, and I think perhaps another bracket around the back, but other than that it's the same. What would have been on here as well to complement that airbox would have been those black bean can mufflers or silencers as well. I actually switched those out for the standard pea shooter exhaust pipes because I really like those, and what I also needed to do was to change those plates to support these pipes because the other original ones wouldn't work with that configuration. And then here's the other side of the airbox, and you'll see it is different to the Mark III in that it has this bracket here that holds the ignition key switch as well, and the flap's missing, I guess, on the front of that key switch. Isn't that a strange design, right? So you've got wind and air and rain rushing into your bike on a bad day, and I guess that's what the flap was for, but when the flap's missing, all that stuff goes straight into the keyhole. What I have done with this bike, I've just modified the key switch and gone from, I think it was like a 4-position switch, maybe even 5, to just an on-off switch that turns the headlight on and the electrics. I guess another subtle but important feature from Mark 2A as well is this side panel here. You see how it has that cutaway down at the bottom with that dessous fastener, similar to a Mark 3 but very distinctly Mark 2A, and so I've actually safety wired this cover onto my bike because I certainly don't want to lose it. The paintwork is original, it looks shiny but it isn't a repaint job, and if you get closer you'll see there's some markings, as the paint has deteriorated over the years. Let's just call it patina, and I've absolutely no intention of changing this out. Original stickers, and then these pinstripes are painted. Changed the handlebars as well. It had some huge ape hanger bars when I got this bike. It had 12,000, what I think was probably original miles when I got the bike, and we're up to about 17,000 miles, so not too much traveling on the bike, but it's just been fantastic. Oh yes, one other thing as well, so it's got the standard pre-Mark III seat saddle. You'll see it's got the knurled nuts there, but you'll see behind it we've got this here, which you may recognize is getting this frame ready for the Mark III seat, which was hinged with a big sort of piano hinge. So that's quite a difference from the standard pre-Mark III other models. And I believe another distinctive feature for a Mark IIA is that cutaway there on the rear. And there's a grommet there. I think it's intended to be some kind of an inspection grommet, but I don't know. I've never used it. That hole there that I plugged with a little button also held the chain oiler, and I just took that off. I do that manually, so I just plugged that with a little chrome button. Other things I've added are, of course, these silencers. I got those from Commando Specialties, and they're really nice. They're nice quality. Very happy with those. I also got some braided cables for the hydraulic lines and the oil lines as well. This is the Andover Norton master cylinder, and it really makes a difference. Yeah, it's been one of the best things I've bought. Also, I think I mentioned, got some handlebars and, oh yeah, LED lights on front and back. This is going to be a little bright, but that's the front LED light that I fitted with my good friend Jeff. And then on the rear, again, LED circuit board from, I think it's Super Bright Lights, and I got that from Matt Rambo at Colorado Norton Works. Just a brilliant organisation. That's significantly brighter than the standard 12-volt light. One of the great things about living in the States as well, you can get an age-related plate. You can even have your own plate mocked up. So I got a 1974 Oregon license plate off eBay and had it registered as a special interest plate. And that's it. I don't need to buy tags now for the rest of the bike's life, or my life if I have this long enough. Mechanically, it's been an excellent bike. Touch wood. The clutch is excellent. It's sort of a two-finger clutch. I've got the lighter Barnett plates, and maybe even combined a couple of other types of plates in there. And I have a shim plate at the back as well that makes this for a two-finger action clutch. And then moving on to the front, I did have the original rotor ground and bored out in that sort of fan pattern, just to make it look a little bit more modern and a little lighter look. Yeah, it's just got a tiny little surface rust. It got wet with me cleaning it the other day. That'll go with the first break. Yeah, these petcocks are aftermarket, and I don't think they're sort of a standard configuration. I think they're a little different, the taps with the original bikes. I also need to change that choke lever. This was one that I put on temporarily after my other one broke after I fell off the bike. But thankfully that's all that was damaged. Oh no, I got new handlebars, and that was it. Yeah, this is the sticker that my bike wears with pride. I'm very proud to be part of the Oregon Norton Enthusiasts Club. Just a bunch of really great guys and gals. And more information in my description of what we get up to and our shenanigans and rides and other events. Okay guys, so I think that's it. I think of all my bikes, maybe except for the Thruxton, this, well, maybe even more than the Thruxton, this is probably the most versatile, enjoyable, powerful bike I have. It's just a fabulous bike. I think if you're very much interested in classic bikes but want to keep with modern day traffic, this is the bike. And there's definitely more mods I could put on this bike to make it even better than it is, but for me, I find that this is just a great compromise of a classic with some sensible modern features. Oh yeah, I've got electronic ignition. That's a tri-spark unit. So just a great combination of everything in this wonderful bike. All right, see you guys.